Alright, so there's the LED headlight and the LED marker light. Like I said, the front rotors are fine. They're, you know, a little rusty from it just being damp in my garage. But the pads, I don't know if I can get the camera in where the rotor and the pads meet. But the pads don't have a ton of life left on them and will need to be replaced at some point. The rest of the bike, as you can see, is in good shape. Trail Tech Vapors on here. Here's the OEM speedometer. Here's a switch block, off, parking light, high beam. Nothing works unless the ignition's on because the battery's dead. I have to start the bike to show you any of that working. The kill switch does work. Like I said, integrated turn signal. They're not hooked up, but the wiring is behind this guy right here. Renthal bark busters. Clutch is still OEM. Shouldn't be anything wrong with it. I know I wrote it not too long ago, but you can test ride it when you get here. That's what I forgot. So here's the low fuel light. It's missing its little lens cover that goes on top of it. It just turns orange when there's less than 1/10 of a tank left in the 1.2 gallon tank, I think is when it turns on. Anyway, here's your ignition switch. There is no key. That's just on, off. The banjo bolt switch for the brake light, I wired it up myself. I'm an electrical engineer, so I'm not stupid. It's not going to burn the bike down. I'm not an idiot. All the wiring for everything. The braided brake lines, stainless steel. I got them from Pertec because the factory ones were garbage. They were all rubber, were getting destroyed. Front brake, bark buster. There's bottom end. It's a Renthal chain. The chain itself is fine. It just needs to be shortened because the blocks are pushed all the way forward. Or no, it needs to be lengthened. So it's going to need another link or going to need a longer chain. I haven't really ridden the bike in a while, so I kind of forgot I did do it because I've been working on other stuff. But there's the electric start motor that does work, and we can hook up a battery tester to it if you don't believe me when you get here, but I promise you it works. Magnesium head, 5 valve. The engine makes a ton of power. Oil was changed, I want to say in June or July of last year, and then I did the valves afterwards, which didn't need much. They needed, what was it? It was something small. It was like, it's like a 1/10 of a millimeter adjustment, and only on the exhaust valves. The intakes were fine. Here's the rear end. It has a plate mount, even though I never put a plate on the bike because I just wanted to use it for trail hopping, and you need a plate to move from trail to trail in Minnesota. Otherwise, you're illegally riding. Rear brakes are fine, and rotors are a little rusty and tarnished from sitting. But there's the rear end. There's the coolant catch tank. Here's the factory exhaust, but it's been cored out. Everything adjustable center suspension, or rear, I guess. The front bash plate's still on it. I think the bottom end's all factory. I didn't do anything to the engine that I remember. As you can see, the exhaust is cold. If you don't believe me, here's a temperature sensor. If I put it next to the exhaust here, it would read very hot. It's 57 or 54.7 degrees. So you can see it's not hot at all. I can touch the exhaust. Cold as can be. Has kickstart, so I will try to kickstart it while holding the camera. Might be a little difficult because, like I said, the bike is tall and I'm 6'5" and I can barely flat foot. So turn the ignition on. Neutral. Step over and. Alright, one kick. Let me pull the clutch. 2. Turn it up. Gold radiators have Yamaha fluid in them. Marker being on.